All right, this is forensics for fall. No, spring. Sorry, spring. I already screwed up. Spring 2014. I'm going to show you how to get into your system. Has everybody gotten to the student email? Student email's changing, by the way. Instead of stu.rose, it's going to be raiders.rose.edu.
Why?
That's awesome. It's moving to Google.
Oh, fantastic.
And we have to change the name. But that was supposed to happen in the spring, but they didn't have time to properly test it all. So it's already there, but they're going to be moving all at the end of the semester. So it's going to be nice. You're going to get a Google account and all that stuff. So.
We're going to lose all our current emails, though, right?
Yes, you will lose 100% of your emails. But you'll be notified ahead of time. Hey, on this date we're moving, blah, 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 blah. And they will give you access to the new system so you can forward them over there if you like, since it's actually a different email address, which will be nice. So. But there's no way they could go through everyone's email. And okay, I'm going to log into D2L real quick. Hush, get away. Everybody's okay on getting into D2L. If not, great time to tell me. If you can't get in, you need to go to your student email. Actually, let me show you how to get in there, just in case you can't get into your student email. If you go to Rose State's website, rose.edu.
Actually, it's under college tools.
When if you scroll to the bottom, there's student login. Then right here, there's your D2L login, and there's your student email login, and there's the instructions of what to do. They tell you what your username is, they tell you what your password is, and everything. You need to get into your student email before you get into D2L, because D2L will have a link to it from there. Okay? So let's go into D2L. Now, D2L is the current system on Rose State, but there's 10 faculty on campus piloting Canvas, and I'm one of them. Come on, have a seat. All right. So for this class, if you click on forensics, it will say, hey, we're using Canvas instead. Tells you where to go, tells you what your username is, what your password is. Okay? If you have any problems with that, please let me know. Everybody's gotten in so far. So go to D2L, click on forensics, click on the link. Now, a lot of you are in my Thursday class as well. You don't need to go D2L, just go straight into Canvas unless you forget how to get in there. But it's rose.instructure, not infrastructure, instructure.com. The link is right there. It's right here, rose.instructure.com. Click there. And then there's your username and password. Now, when you do click the link, here's what you get for Canvas. Okay? Now, I had an issue logging into Canvas originally because I kept trying to log in with my email address, but it's actually your username. So I had an issue with that as well. Stop asking me this. Can you kind of best for this? Don't show this mess again. Okay. Okay. Wrong.
Incorrect username.
No, it's
And
correct.
or password.
We're going to get in here.
Is this irony, by the way? Would this be considered irony?
Yes, because they're replacing it with V12
Shh.
No,
See-
that's not irony. No,
Hold
that
on.
he can't hack into his own Canvas account.
See, I don't ever log in with my username and password. There it goes. I use something called LastPass, which does all my passwords for me.
Me too.
And when log in without it, it's like, what is it? Okay, we're in now. All right. For you guys, it looks a little different. But if you click, see, in this system, all your stuff is combined into one. All your due dates are assigned, your calendar, everything is lumped into one. But for this class, Computer Network Forensics, you can click on it and go straight into the class. I'm going to switch to student view so you can see what it looks like for you. And if you log in, this is what you will see. Okay. If you remember D2L, we had content. The content page is now called the module page. Okay? I have it set to automatically load the course modules once we log in. Okay? You can see the PDF of the schedule and stuff like what we're going to go through. You can see the different labs. Now, the actual files needed for lab 1 are not open until 7 o'clock or 6:55 because nothing frustrates me more than me lecturing over something and someone's got the project open and working on it. Now, what about this? No, You can't ask questions on the current project while I'm lecturing on it. That's cheating. Okay? You gotta work on it later. Okay? Now, but it's pretty easy to use. There's, you can see if you want to, you can go straight to the assignments page. See all the assignments. You can see when they're going to be due. Lab 1's the only one that's there. My online class, like computer security, the whole class is available. But for this class, as we do each week, I'll be adding them. I might add them a little early, but not too much because I am changing them somewhat this week, or this semester. Okay? If you were to go to WordPress, I'm going to show you what that is. If you go to wordpress.rose.edu and click on Business Division, and then this class, 2553, you can actually see all the recordings from the last couple semesters. They're already there. But they are changing slightly. But the reason I like to leave them there is maybe I talked about it differently. Maybe it was a file recovery and I did it differently. Go watch a couple different versions of it. That way, because I do talk, different things come up each time. So the old ones are there. I will make the new ones and I will post them into the Canvas system. Okay? That's on wordpress.rose.edu. Click on Business. Scroll down to Forensics. You can see all my classes on there. Java, you can see computer security, everything. Okay? So they work quite good. All right, so here we are. So under the assignments page, you can see your assignments. Under grades, you can see your grades. Okay? Obviously, no one's done anything yet. So once grades are, they will appear there. That looks very different than mine. This test student has a 0 at the moment. Sorry about that. Now, up at the top, I can't do it as a test student, so I'm going to go out of student login and show you what it looks like for me. It'll be similar to you guys. Okay. Okay. Up at the top, you should all see a settings link. If you click on settings, you can do things. You can change all kinds of stuff. You can actually link your Facebook. You can link all that stuff with it. But you can also go into notifications, which is a really cool feature. You can go in here and set up different notifications for different things. Okay. Yeah, you can add your cell phone in there, and that's under, hold on, let me find it. It's on one of these darn things. Is it here? Let's see. Nope, that wasn't it. Shouldn't have clicked that. Okay. Is it on this one? Maybe it's here, and then edit. Okay, there's my email, right at the top right. I can add an email. I can add other contact methods. I can add cell phones. I can add text messaging. I can add whatever I want. You can actually have it post straight to your Facebook page if you want. And then once you do that, like say, let me add my cell phone in here. And I'm going to select AT&T. There you go. Now I have my cell phone. I have to get a confirmation code. I don't have my phone with me. Well, hell. Well, that's how you have a cell phone if you have a phone with you. But then you can go into the notifications area and you can change. See how on the right-hand side you got your email and your cell phone number? So I can get like weekly grade updates. I can get whatever. Like here, file or announcements. You can get that instantly. Something isn't graded, you can get it instantly. An invitation, you can get it instantly. You can change when all this stuff happens. So it's really nice on the student aspect. And you can put in whatever email address you want. You don't have to make it go to your school email or your whatever. But you go in and you select this and you click on this and say, I want it whenever. You can change all this stuff. It's pretty easy to figure out. I don't think you'll have a problem there. I don't know if you can change your password in here. Let's look. I don't see changing password. It's got to be here somewhere. Again, I haven't played with it too much other than setting up the classes. Edit settings, update settings, web services. If you can't find, if someone finds it, post it up there in the discussions. If not, when I find it, I'll post
There's
it.
a change the password little click box right there.
You see it?
Above delete my account, below enable theme.
There's delete. Oh, there it is. Change password. Perfect. Right there. Okay.
5 points.
Yes. 5 point. Nothing. 5 times your current grade is 0. So
Yay!
you're doing good. All right. So there's change password.
If we choose the daily notifications, do we get to choose what time of day, or is that automatically at
I don't know.
6?
I would hope you can choose the time of day because, I was all upset a few weeks ago. I got a notification from Channel 9. I get their text notifications late at night. about some stupid football something or other. I could care less. I was like, seriously, you woke me up for this crap? Okay, so that's your settings. Now I'm going to go back to the course here. Okay. And I'm going to go to forensics. Just play around with it. Again, I'm new to it just like you are. Inside here, you can click on the links to see the PowerPoints and such. And now we're going to go through all these and talk about them. You can click on, we'll open one. We'll open the syllabus, and I'm going to open it up outside here just so I can show it to you easier for the recording. There's your syllabus, so you can read online there. So everything shows up in there. But while we're that, I'm going to actually open up the actual syllabus, just so it's bigger and full screen here. What the heck is PDF Architect?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's the best.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Not really so far. Okay. So where's zoom in? Zoom in right there. Okay. This is forensics. Still everybody with me? Everybody in forensics? Okay, good. My office hours will be on my door as soon as I put them on there. I knew there was something I was forgetting to do. They were putting my office hours up. But just so you know, I get here at 7 every morning. Sometime in the morning I go to the gym for about an hour usually. I need to go for more than that, obviously. But right now I'm going for an hour. And Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll be here till 4. Tuesdays and Thursdays, obviously I'll be here with y'all. I'll be here till 7. That ends up being 42 hours. So I'm actually 2 hours overtime at that point. So I might work on some Fridays. It really depends if I have something else to do. So this Friday I have something else to do, so I won't be here. But most Fridays I will be here. I was here yesterday, actually. So, all right. Prerequisites. Unix will be helpful, but we will not be using it much. I will show you how to use it. So if you have no using experience, I can walk you through it. It's not that big a deal. Everything you need to do, I will demo for you. Actually brings up a point. A lot of you asked me about the textbook. Is the textbook required? The answer is no. Would it be helpful? Possibly. Okay? Everything needed for the course I will cover 100%. But if you want to read more information on it, the book is always helpful. But you don't necessarily need it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've had students who love reading textbooks, to buy all the books and read through the entire thing. For instance, we're going to talk about file recovery and a certain way to do it. The book will show you other ways to do it. Different tools you can use and stuff like that. The reason I don't like the book is like FTK, we're going to be using version 5 now. Actually, we'll be using 1.8 and 5. They only cover 1.8 because that was the last free version. So they don't cover the new version. So it's kind of, it's not always up to date on the software. So you don't necessarily, I don't even have a current book at the moment. All right, so Unix could be helpful. All right, this is in class or online. You need a broadband internet connection if you can do it online. I mean, I guess you could live with dial-up. Does anyone actually have dial-up in here?
Living.
You still have it? Really? There's no one really with dial-up? No one just wanted to admit it. Okay. Had a speaker come here Friday. You know, every beginning of each semester we have a couple days of training. And Thursday and Friday, we're faculty and staff training on campus. We had a speaker come in Friday. See, I've been here 14 years now. Probably the best speaker we've ever had in 14 years. Very impressed. She talked about student authentication. It's actually the area I'm doing my dissertation on for my PhD. It's about plagiarism, it's about detecting cheating, and some of the stuff she showed us was just absolutely amazing. And the problem with online classes, you know what the problem with online classes is? I don't have a clue who you are. Somebody came into my office a little bit earlier today. He's like, "Oh, I already had forensics." I'm like, "I've never seen you." He goes, "Oh, I did it online." I never seen the dude ever. And the problem is, you know, I teach for another school, Park University out of Missouri. I teach all their Java classes. I'm the developer, and I teach all their Java classes. Their exam is worth 50% of the grade. And it's amazing to me that I can get people to do all the homework, all the quizzes, all the programs, get 90s and 100s on everything, get a 30 on the test. You know what's happening? Someone else is doing their work, they're hiring it out, they're copying it, they're doing something else other than doing it themselves. That's a big issue. And what does that mean? You're devaluing your education is what you're actually doing. So, what I'm doing in all my classes, for the most part, not all of them, but I'm going to require one of your tests be proctored. Still going to be open books, still going to be open notes, open internet, open everything. I just want to know you're doing it. Okay? Is that fair enough for you guys?
That's why the webcam and microphone is
Right.
required. Okay.
The way I'm going to do that is you can take it here at Rose State for free. You're going to take it in my lab, in my office, you're going to something here for free. It won't cost you a penny. I would say the testing center, but they don't have NCASE installed. They don't have it. You're going to have an issue with that. But if you have a laptop or you want to use the one in my office, you want to use the classroom upstairs, I'm fine with that. Totally free of charge, no issues at all. If you want to do it from home, you can use something called ProctorU. It's ProctorU.com. Go watch the video out. There's actually probably the best online proctoring system in the world. I will be telling them all the information about the tests. And then you would contact them and say, hey, I want to take the test Saturday at 2 a.m. And they'll be like, okay. You pay a nominal fee. It's usually like $15, $20. Then you actually sign in with them. They will have the password for the test. They will log you into the test. Then they'll just sit there and watch you do it. That's it. And I will tell them, open notes, open book, open computer, open everything but a neighbor. I mean, so it's not like it's any tougher. I really want to know it's you. Okay. You had problems with cheating here. I actually caught a guy cheating yesterday on some early work. So every semester we catch people cheating. In this class, last spring, it was either spring or fall, we had a student hire out one of the lab projects. They hired it out to Roy in my office.
Wait.
But Roy's name was Oscar Higley on Craigslist. The student posted, I need help with this assignment. So Roy says, I can help you with that. So we gave him all the answers to the thing. Even gave him one of the passwords that no one has ever broken, ever.
Huh.
Gave him the password. Said, yes, they even paid $40 and $20 extra because they broke that special password. I asked the question, how did you possibly break that? So I didn't tell him. We just gave him the answers. We didn't tell him how we did it. So yeah, that didn't go so well. But the problem is everybody cheats. In the survey that lady talked about, she says, of educators, they believe 100% of students cheat. I know that sucks. I mean, some of you might say, oh, I'm never going to cheat. But at one aspect of something, you've probably plagiarized something or cheated or something. You don't know if you write a paper, you cannot submit it again. Do y'all know that? If you do, it's called plagiarism. If you write a brand new paper yourself and submit it for a class, then submit it again, you just plagiarized. Y'all aware of that? You can use it, but you got to quote yourself. Hey, yesterday Ken Dewey said this. It's true. But there's a lot of stuff involved. And trust me, working on a PhD, you learn about all that weird crap you got to do. But the point is, most people cheat on one aspect or another. One form or another, somewhere you're going to, say it. Our Associate Dean was talking about, he went in to take one of his exams for his master's degree, and someone had left the answer key on the table. It's one of those things you can't unsee it. You can't, crap, I didn't see that. I'm going to forget that the first answer was A. I mean, it's in your head. You're going to take the test. Now you know the answer is A no matter, you know what I'm saying? So it was really a good lecture. She spoke for an hour, then 30 minutes overtime even. It was really good. I'm not saying y'all are cheating. We're just trying to validate your education level. Okay? But, so one of the tests needs to be proctored. So take it up here, take it online, take it wherever you want to take it. Just let me know. ProctorU is 24/7, 365. I haven't set it up yet, so you can't take tests yet. But soon. Okay, everybody okay with that? Again, don't go to the dean and say, Ken said we all cheat. I'm just telling you what she said. Of this survey, this school, I think it was UT in Texas, they said 100% of the faculty assumed that in one aspect or another, every single student would cheat. I mean, in one aspect or another. Okay? I can honestly tell you that I've done that. When I went to Tulsa University, they took all the prior exams and would pass them around. So your semester comes up, you're like, darn it, he changed the test. That sucks. But so, it happens everywhere. Okay, so you can take this into class, you can do it online, you can do it half and half, you can do whatever you want. Easy enough. Textbook is not required, but there it is. We're going to be learning a whole bunch of different stuff. We're actually going to be doing different labs. I think it's 12 labs this semester. I think it is. Covering all different aspects. Some of them will take minutes. One of the labs you'll literally be done in 30 minutes total. Now, another lab you've done about 80 hours. It really depends how you did it. Okay? When I tell you, like when we get to lab 5, I'm going to give you 2 weeks for it. What does that normally mean?
Get it done.
It's going to take a while. Don't expect to wait till the night before it's due and get it done. If I give you 2 weeks, there's a reason for that. I will give you an estimate of how long each one will take. okay? But we're covering a whole bunch of different topics. 65% of your grades is going to come from the lab assignments. In other words, I want to make sure you can do this stuff. Your exams will be the lab assignments, a portion of each. So there'll be one aspect of email tracking that's going to be on the test. There's going to be some sort of file you need to recover, that kind of stuff. So there's one aspect from each. A few semesters ago, we actually had a crime scene lab, which we're not doing this semester, but we had one. And the question I put on the exam was, what was inside the Coke can? There was no Coke can. I got answers from a piece of paper, Coke, note, nothing, a pencil. There was no Coke can. It was stuff like that. My point is, if you did the project yourself, you should do fine on the test. Should not be an issue at all. But you'll notice that most of my labs have little tricky components to them. So watch for that. Okay? So it says you're required to complete 2 exams. Both are open notes, open book, open everything. But one of them must be proctored. Again, I don't care which one you get proctored. Just one of them. All right. Last day to withdraw is April 21st of this year. And you got to complete the final by May 14th. Okay? They're pretty much already ready, but it's a little early to do them now since we haven't given you the work. Probably wouldn't do so well. Okay? Okay, late work will be accepted if you have a good reason. If you have a medical issue, if you have an accident, police emergency, that kind of stuff. Okay? Bring me some sort of proof and I will accept stuff late. Okay? But there's the reasons I need right there. I totally forgot. Not on the list. Okay? You can withdraw yourself if you like. I will not withdraw you unless you tell me you want to withdraw from the class. I'm not going to go in there and say, man, Kelly ain't done a darn thing. I'm just going to withdraw. That's not going to happen. So, okay. Academic withdrawal. I do have to submit academic withdrawal by, I think it's next week. What that means, if I haven't seen you, you haven't done anything, I'm going to withdraw you at that point. The whole point behind AWs or academic withdrawals is financial aid. Because the new government guidelines came out about 2 years ago now. If you enrolled in the class, never attended, never did anything, and the school paid you money, you have to pay it back. So if we paid you, and you never did anything, and got an F, whatever, then the school has to pay the government money back. And then we have to get it from you somehow, which ain't gonna happen. So the AW, we're at a certain point. If you haven't done anything by this date, I think it's next Thursday, I'm not sure. At that point, if you haven't done anything, we withdraw you. That way you don't get money, you don't get any. That's prior to the grant disbursements. So. All right, incompletes, I do not like giving those out as well, but I have in the past. If something comes up where you cannot complete the course for some legitimate reason, I will do that, but it says in there, you must to have satisfactorily completed a substantial portion of the class. And you must be passing at the time. You can't say, I'm on lab 10, I got zeros on all of them. No, that's not a good reason. Okay? All right, if they have a disability, every semester I have students with disabilities. I've had students with disabilities need a note taker, need extra time on tests, need inverse colors on computer screens, which was the weirdest one. They literally needed it backwards, black with white. I'll do whatever I need to do. Just tell me. But I need to know. And it's not retroactive. You can't get halfway through the class, be failing the class, and say, oh, I need extra time on all the projects. Here's my disability paper. It's too late at that point. Go see Janet. She's really easy to work with. She'll do the paperwork for you, and you bring it to me. It's not an issue. Please do that. If you have any sort of disability, go see her. Okay, we've had literally everything you could possibly think of. So just bring it to me, and I have a student this semester needs extra time. So I gave her double the time. Not in this class, but double the time on the assignments. It's not a big deal. I just go in and say, Ellie needs 2 hours instead of 1. That's all. So easy enough. All right, don't cheat. Where's my statement in here? Come on. Oh, I love this one down here. This statement. Students caught plagiarizing an assignment or a portion of an assignment receive a 0 for the current assignment and a 0 for the previous assignment. So if you cheat on lab 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you got zeros on all of them.
What if we cheat on lab 1?
Well, then I give you 0 for last semester, something you wrote.
Oh,
No. Now, I do realize, for instance, we're going to do a password breaking lab. The odds of you all turning the same password is pretty good. Okay, I realize that. You see what I'm saying here? But like in this project number 1, y'all gonna write me some sort of a paper. If they're identical, there's a problem there. Okay? But I'm pretty darn good at catching people cheating, so pretty good at it. So, all right. If you have any questions about that, like, hey, can I do this? Yeah, ask me. I'll let you know. In Java, a lot of times people say, hey, I found this on the website. Can I use it? I says, as long as you start with that and modify it to become your own, that's fine. When I went to the University of Tulsa, I had to write a web server in Java. So I downloaded one off the web. Right at the very top, I said, this source code was downloaded from such and such a website, but was modified by me to meet the requirements. Then I did all my changes. So that's fine. I cited it, basically. I give him credit for it. Now, it does not mean, hey, I downloaded Kelly's homework, and I'm turning it in. That's not acceptable. I just know your name. That's why I can always use your name. All right, everybody okay on the syllabus? All right, while we're here, I'm going to open up the course schedule. All right, here's our course schedule. In theory, this is correct. I had an error in it earlier, which I did fix. So Lab 1 is due the Tuesday of week 2. Lab 2 is due the Tuesday of week 3, so on and so forth. It might change slightly, like sometimes I'll say, take a few more days on this. But that doesn't mean I'm going to postpone giving you the next project. Like I guarantee you, one of these projects, I'll give you an extra few days on it. But say if I did that for week 1, which I'm not going to. But say if I did, I would still assign Lab 2 next week, even if I give you more time with Lab 1. See what I'm saying? So you get behind, you'll get even farther behind. The JTR lab during week 5 is probably the most time consuming. Well, there's 2 of them that are time consuming. Lab 2, manual file recover, and JTR is also. Some people seem to think Lab 10, password recovery toolkit, if you follow my instructions, it's actually quite simple. If you don't follow my instructions, it will literally take you from now until Christmas. So if you just follow the instructions, everything's like, I missed that part. So there's stuff like that. I tell you exactly how to do it. All right. I'll explain why that one could take forever. Yeah, the funny thing is, they actually market that tool that will break any password in 7 days. Great, I'll give you guys 20 of them. 7 days times 20 is half a year. So you can be done in the summertime. So follow the instructions and you'll have no problems. All right. A lot of stuff is changing this semester. The same basic topic, but some of the content's changing. Because, like I said, some people love to take this class multiple times. And it's not fair for someone to take it multiple times and see the same exact project and plagiarize themselves. Okay?
Yeah.
Are we okay on that? So, midterm. Completed by the 16th. Now, the very next week is midterm week. Or spring break. I'm sorry. It's spring break week. Yeah, midterm. The very next week is spring break. So many people say, but why don't you just make it due at the end of spring break? Well, because you wouldn't do it until the end of spring break.
Of course we will.
If I get it done before spring break, guess what? You get to take a break. Because
mental break.
you know that if I told you you could start on the 10th and had until the 23rd, half of the class will start on the 23rd.
Half?
Okay, 3/4. It just never fails. This week I'm forcing you to take some time off from this class at least. Okay? Not necessarily every class, but okay? But pretty much set, I think, correctly. If it does change, I'll let you know. I think last semester I did move a couple projects around, but I'll let you know if something like that happens. Okay, so everybody okay on the schedule and the syllabus? Yes? Good. I'm going to stop this recording.